Shut it down.
Well, Kirk Douglas, he lived an incredibly long and full life. He was 103 when he passed away. But you know, he really was one of the last living legends of the golden era of Hollywood. He had almost 90 films under his belt. He was nominated for 3 Oscars. And really, he was a legend in Hollywood.
Back in the chair, make yourself comfortable. There you go. Perfect. Then you're just going to cross your legs.
Yes, but they tell me I cannot work my legs.
You can cross your legs if that's what if you seem feel comfortable that way. Perfect.
He was nominated 3 times, but he never actually won. And those were all for movies that came out in the 50s. So in 1996, they honored him with Honorary Oscar for all of his contributions in film.
Outstanding humanitarian contribution.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. April 28th, 2001. You're getting a workout. He's going to have a contract here pretty soon.
Kirk had a 65-year marriage with Ann Bidens. She was his second wife. And, you know, he did admit that he was a bit of a philanderer in between. And even during his marriage, he had some romances with some of the very great actresses of the day, too. But he loved his wife, and they were together until the end, really. They said they never went to bed angry. They would end all their arguments with a kiss. They loved to surprise each other. They had a lot of fun together. Of course, there was some infidelity, and he was open about that. And she said that she accepted it. She was from Belgium, and she said that was the way things were. But it never broke them, and in the end, they were happy until the very end. So Kirk Douglas actually had 2 near brushes with death. The first one was in 1958. He was supposed to be on a small airplane with Mike Todd, who was Elizabeth Taylor's husband at the time, and he didn't go. His wife said she didn't like little planes and to not do it, and the plane did crash, and everybody on board died. Later in 1991, he was in a helicopter accident that crashed into a small plane. 2 people on the plane died. He survived along with 2 other people on the helicopter, but that accident really changed him. He said, you know, he wanted to give back to the world, and he really became a great philanthropist after that experience. He'll definitely be remembered for Spartacus out of all of his films. It was a great cast. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick. It was a great screenplay. He was this heroic character, and who can forget the line, "I am Spartacus."
And Michael, over this way, please. God love you.
He loved being a father. He had 4 sons with both of his wives. He had 2 with each of them. And he grew up with a very cold dad, and he wrote about that in his memoir. So he did the opposite. He showered them with love and affection and kisses, and he just loved being Michael's father as well. And he joked that people would come up and say, "You're Michael Douglas's father." And he got a real kick out of that. He was definitely the last living leading man of the golden age of Hollywood, and he was extremely good looking. We joke that had we had the issue around back when he was a big star, he probably would have been people's sexiest man alive.